All right, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely day in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and will rest therein. Just coming with a little something, something I want to share with you all. Again, I know that I will be the first one. Not when I say the first, I'm going to be the first out of the elect to be one of the first. I just say one of the first out of the elect to be banned because of the information I'm going to share. I first want to say that you got many on the these devil platforms, really hooping and hollering and really singing music to your flesh ear. But I, Sister Deborah, come to bring information to your spirit being so you can understand that being without your all, and we're in the midnight hour, being without your all, you will be called out in the midnight hour. So I'm gonna start with you all understanding that there is going to be one after another and another and another. I said before it came through the water. I'm looking at Australia and they're saying now there's something that's in the air. But when I said that it came either through the water or the air, I was on it because when it's said and done, it's going to come both routes. They really enjoyed the route that this last one, because it hit every household. So now they have been able to master how to get what they're preparing out. So it's going to again come through, again hit the household. But this next time, I ain't gonna say this is the second, this is the fourth time it's coming for death. Okay, so know in your household there are going to be lives that's going to be lost. And I want to say to you right now, I have never seen this green light that's on my cell phone. This is the first time I've seen it, and it's on. And I'm like, I never seen this light on before. But all is well. So I want you all to understand it's coming again. Okay. And my guess would be before this year is out. And it's going to come with, excuse me, with greater effects. Now that it had hit the household of everyone, I believe it was the water or the air, but I believe more so the water. But it could be the air because now in Australia, they got them masked. They got them so in captivity, so embedded in what is being done to the point that they could break out with their next step because they got the people believing it. A lot of times it's the minds also of those who okay it and have accepted and believe it. And that's what happened here in the United States. You got so many supporting and believing. But if it's released from the heaven, then earth, it has been loosed on the earth. That is the loose to give the beast his right hand to do as he has pleased. Okay? Because heaven has released it. So I'm saying to you all, it's coming again. And it's coming, and it's going to be great amount of debts. Okay? It's coming in that form. And really it's very much you're not going to be able to do nothing. Let me just say that. And that's why the light in the lamp has to be there already. Because if not, you're not going to be able to be counted. Okay? In spirit and truth. So a lot of times I think about the prophets and how they gave warnings. Not one, listen. I look at it now since we're in the end. Yah said he's going to have a small remnant that he's going to deal with and clean up. But outside of that, he also have his that's going to sleep and make it in as well. Because in Revelation, he talks about how those that was under the altar were saying, how long is he going to allow them to continue to do the things that they're doing and not take vengeance? He told them, you need to rest a little while longer until those of your own brethren shall die, be killed like you were. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that's taking place, and we're not going to be able to beat it. And it's going back to what I have said in time past. We need to embrace what the Father has prepared and what he has loose. So when you go to Revelation, embrace the mission of the Father. Embrace his will. Know that it has been loosed to the to the earth, that which was in the heaven. So when he loosed it to the earth, he's allowing the wicked and evil that was created for the days of evil to take its course. See, he's about what he say, and he say what he's about. And that's why I love him so much. It's because he stick to his word. Even if it hurts me, tears float, sadness, he stick to what he says. So it's coming again, you guys, and it's going to come, and it's going to have the same form Revelation had, death and hell. Okay, that's it. Death and hell is going to follow. Okay, so know that in your household, you're subject to have one or two or more that's going to pass away from this next step. Okay, this next one that they're going to send is going to keep coming in that form because of what was released from the heaven. Salute and recognize the Most High's order. And when you do, it makes you feel different about everything that's about to take place or have taken place. It makes you say, okay, my Father got this. He always had it. Even if it takes you to have to die, you still know that his order is still within his hand. And I respect him for that. I honor him for that. I mean, I give him all praise for that, that all that power is in him. Okay, so know that that's going to happen again before this year is out. They're going to come out with another whammy because now they know the third stage. Wait a minute. Yeah, the third went into everyone's household. Now they know how to get into the household. Now they know how to get in. And they're not coming through the front door. They're coming through the windows on the side and the back through the basement to get in. That means all the evil and wrong places do he that walks in darkness search to get into your house. So this way it's going to come it's going to come in that same way, in that same form. But it's going to be a greater impact on the body, the life. And understand they're preparing for 2024 because they know that's when the beast is going to identify himself and the false prophet. They're going to identify themselves that year. So that's when they're going to come out. But by that time they come out, everything else is going to be in full control. So there was a time period in 2000 when this whole thing came out. I was in New York. I got back home from my trip, and bam, 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 there it was. And one thing I can truly say is that the first thing I did is go to the altar of the Most High in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. I went to the altar. What is this? What is going on? And he began to give it to me like a woman in travail. So I'm telling you all, it's all this that has the Bible has spoke of, and we have not heard it because we so busy hearing what a woman and a man is saying on all these devil platforms to our flesh. We don't hear what's being spoken by the prophets in spirit and truth. That's why I can say I can look back now and listen to this individual and how at times it's always talking about agent. I'm like, agent. I always talking about this person, this person. But now I kind of can see what she's saying because I have that same discerning who's who. And my mission is to really be about the word that proceed out of Yah's mouth to my spirit to proceed out of mine's, more so than chopping down the ones that's wolves in sheep clothing. Okay, because Yah has a time period for them, not a time period, a day, just like that, a day for the heathens, a day for, he has everything panned out. He don't need us to make racial wars or racial riots in which the enemy is also stirring up. Even if the enemy is stirring it up on one end, we do have those that are agents on our end are also, if you really pay attention to them, they're stirring it up as well. And right now, the reason why I said they're stirring it up, because if you had to number it from 1 to 100, 90% of theirs is covering the worldly matters. Everything that the beast is putting on all his media that he owns, the individuals are covering what the beast is saying and not saying what Yah is saying. And that's why a lot of people have fallen away from many of these people who thinking they're falling away. They're not falling. They're thinking they're the fruit of the spirit, and they have the word of Yah, and they're teaching the people, and the people are loving them. And no. You're detached to the great falling away. You have caused people to fall away from the Most High Yah and fall into your arms, into your page, into your like, into your subscribers, into your praise. So they have fallen away from Yah, because we know that Yah don't share himself and his glory and his praise. Oh no, it's not can't be shared. So if they gonna either praise you or praise Yah, if they praising you, liking and subscribing and uplifting you, telling you all this, then they ain't giving it to Yah. You best believe it. You best believe it. That's what make me realize there are a lot of agents, and I think it has a lot to do with sorcery and witchcraft, because these people also, they can say something about everything that everyone is saying against them. And they try to use the power of Yah to be able to be their discipline and chastising toward what someone says about them. That's witchcraft. That's sorcery. Okay. So I, Sister Deborah, say to you all, get ready, because there is going to be another whammy, but this one's going to take a great number down, because they have pinpoint how they can get into every household. They have pinpointed it. Australia, look and see what they're doing now. It's asking people to stay inside. Now it's in the air. So be careful out there in your spirit being. Be careful with that. And I just thank the Most High for still yet pouring out grace and mercy in a time as this. During a time as this, I thank him for his grace and mercy. So I will say that another thing it was shocked me was, and this really, I knew that the Negroes were set in a black box on YouTube and anywhere else, but to the capacity of where they are limited to what they say. And any and every other nationality can talk about identical what they're talking about, and they won't get banned. So I see that, but I didn't know how high it was until I recognized that the little things that I'm seeing, if it's worth being banned, and I'm sitting here listening to heathens and Gentiles and other nationality all over the world speaking on the same topic, and they're not being banned. See, that's where I know that I feel it ain't sad, but I said on this platform several times. I think the house of Israel is the most dumbest, ignorant, blind people on the face of the earth. I really believe that. It's because from Genesis all the way to Revelation, they still have not caught on to anything, even to this day. They are so blind, ignorant, and I can see how stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience plays a great role in that. I can see how. When I say I can see, I'm in full spiritual understanding that these people are like this. They have always been. And they can't accept nothing unless it's coming out of the Europeans' mouth or the heathen's mouth or the Gentiles. They accept everything that comes out of their mouth. You know, I see a lot of the Hebrew Israelite men turning back to the vomit in which they spoke of. Now they're going back to the heathens' information, the Gentiles' information, the Europeans' information, and letting that be their nourishment and their fulfillment instead of hearing what the Most High is saying in His Spirit. It leads me to understand that they don't have the Ruach HaKodesh because it hit the spirit, the seven spirits of Yah. Let me tell you, if you got the seven spirits of Yah, you ain't got no business listening to a lot of this stuff that the heathens and the Gentiles are saying. You can take what Yah is saying in your spirit, hear Him, wait for His voice, say go left or right. But see, these heathens on it, these not heathens, the house of Israel, they don't hear nothing. And they never did. They never did. And they never won't. That's why I can't take on Torah like they want you to take on Torah, because a lot of wicked things happen just as great as it happened today. And they want you to go back and pick up Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is what they're trying to do. And you can't do it to a nation of people that's out here now today and cutting up from the floor up and don't have no affection, no give or gave, no insight of anything. So now it makes me realize that when we're talking about different nationalities and so on, it's really not what he's gearing to. Even his name is not gearing to what we spill out of this flesh. See, we keep thinking that what we say out of this flesh as far as his name is what's going to get us in. It's not. It's not the name, y'all. It's not the name. That's why the name, you have to understand, it's spirits that's actually making you think it's about the name in which you can spill out. Because the same ugly mouth that you speak out, you use it to call on the name that carries all power. So then it has to be deeper than just what you can say here. It has to be something that we can't touch and we can't taint. We can't cause to be unrighteous, unjust, evil, or wicked. The name. So I think that, because I think if we had, just think about that, y'all. If with our mouth we say evil things, nasty things, curses, and say all kind of things out of this same mouth that we uphold holy, is by name. So that same name is holy. So we're spilling the name out of the same mouth that's spilling wicked and evil and saying nasty things. Not so. So it's deeper than what we say out of our mouth. Like that judgment when they came to heavens and they say, I did this and I did this and I did this. They said, in your name. See, and they didn't understand that he knew that you weren't, he never knew you, because it wasn't the name that you was doing these things out of that made you detached to him. See, it's a thing that they haven't taught you all, and you're never going to be taught because you're missing it. You're missing it by a long shot. So I, Sister Deborah, going to cut out right now because I want to make it short, but I'm going to be adding different things that's actually taking place to give you a upper head and a warning of what is actually taking place. And like I said, most likely I will be out, but I'm going to give those who have been on my live chat my email, so you can email me if you had any questions. But I know they're going to have to put me off because I'm going to have to give you all. And even though they might take it down, that's still fine. It's all well. Because I realize you all are a long ways from home. You are a long ways from home. So get your oil because you're going to need it to find your way. So I, Sister Deborah, said to you today, shalom and shalom.